back with another YouTube video, and I have been busy lately, so I haven't been taking time to really make videos like I want to and do some talks. But I got some album reviews coming up. Might do them today, might do them on Thursday, but I got some album reviews coming up soon. So today I want to talk about XXXTentacion. So as most of you probably know right now, because it's been a trending topic, XXXTentacion was shot and killed yesterday in Miami, Florida, and he was presumed dead when he got to the hospital shortly after the shooting incident. They said that it was about 2 or 3 individuals in hoods. One of them had a mask. They ran up and shot him in his chest when he left a motorcycle shopping at a dealership. They ran up, shot him in his chest or whatever. Now, the thing is, I'm not gonna be one of them fake fans or music people like who act like after an artist died I was a fan or I mess with their music. Because no, I'm gonna be 100 honest with you. I was not a fan of XXXTentacion's music at all, and I just wasn't that into him as even a celebrity or anything like that. But I did watch some of his interviews and some of his videos and things he did, and I can say that he said some things that I didn't agree with, and then he said some things that I did agree with. And looking at him further down the pipeline, what makes this whole thing crazy is I see there's a lot of people on Twitter, via Facebook, that are celebrating or acting really indifferent or really like cruel to his death. And I'm not saying because he died you gotta be, oh, it's sad. Like, if you don't care, that's fine. But the thing is, people are like, oh, he was a woman abuser, he was homophobic, he was this, that, and the other. And I was like, yeah, I get that. But the thing you gotta remember is too, X apologized for these things, and a lot of that stuff was allegations. It wasn't actually proven that he did this. Because if you look into the reports and look into all the things that went about him apparently beating his pregnant baby mama or whatever, there was a lot of speculations, a lot of things that were said, and information that turned out later not to be true, and it just turned into a whole storm. And before you say I'm in defense of the accuser, not in defense of the in defense of the person who does the crime rather than the victim. No, I'm not in defense of the person over the victim. The thing is, you have to remember is a lot of times, even when bad things happen, you have to be logical. You have to remember to try and be objective and put things in perspective and be fair to both sides of the party. Now, that's what the law, and why we have due process and things like this in order. Now, I'm not going to totally defend and act like what he didn't do was wrong, or if he actually did it, because you have to pay for your actions when you do messed up things. That's just how life works. Karma comes back. You have to pay. X lived a life and did a lot of messed up things, said some messed up things, but towards the end of his life, he owned up to those things and was trying to make a change and turn around and get himself together. And the thing is, you gotta remember is, I'm 25 years old and his son died at 20. There were a lot of things I thought I said and probably did that wasn't even the best or the brightest at 20 years old. But just within a 5-year time span, my mindset and how I live and treat and do and deal with people is completely changed. And that's the thing. Now that he was gunned down like that, his opportunity to change and get back on track is completely gone. He was in the process of doing it. And I know, you say, people can say, it doesn't matter. The state he was in when he died was the state that he's going to be remembered in. Not exactly, because he was literally making a conscious effort. And like I said, those things were allegations. They called him homophobic because he apparently beat up a gay person when he was in prison. But what they won't say is the gay person was trying to touch him apparently in the shower. People be so interested in stories and creating narratives and trying to form things against people to fit certain said agendas that the truth and what's actually happening a lot of times is thrown out the window just to get a narrative pressed, just to push an idea or a hate campaign or smear against something, for somebody who stands for things that you don't necessarily stand for. And now, like I said, I'm not defending his actions if he actually did it. I'm looking at that the young man's life was lost and he had no opportunity to change and get himself together, even though he was changing. The thing is, people were so held up on his past and what he was instead of what he was doing and where he was going, because people change all the time. And like I said, being young like that at 20 years old, like I'm 25 and there's so much in life that I haven't seen, so much in life I haven't done, so much in life I don't understand. And y'all are just actually just being so cruel and indifferent and acting like this stuff was deserved and rejoicing this man's demise. That's not even right. And then what makes it so crazy is some of the people that's up on there talking about this are some of the same people talking about Black Lives Matter or different things like that matter. And you gonna still be up and support a young black male's demise and rejoice it? That don't make no sense. Like, seriously. That makes no sense at all. Like, I don't get this. Like, these narratives, some of these things that people think, and some of this group thought mentality. I'm not with the group thought. Like I said, when Cosby was accused, I waited for the due process and waited for all the info and facts to come out. Then when I saw Cosby was guilty and actually did what he did, I threw Cosby under the bus. Because when you do wrong, you got to pay for it. Like, I'm not trying to act like just because he was a man or whatever, or different things like that, or all these narratives and things will try to make you say, when you do wrong, you got to pay for it. Like Cosby, he did wrong. Like I said, a lot of this stuff was allegations. And the thing is, even though the man had apologized, he tried to rectify and get past the stuff. That's what people don't understand. People be so cruel and hung up on that. And these same people going on about X and that be repping Tupac hard as hell. They side with people like Johnny Depp. They sidestep. Like, didn't Nas recently get a bunch of allegations and stuff thrown at him about beating Khalees? And that stuff is completely ignored and barely talked about. But they don't bring that up because of who he is and his status. And that y'all want to protect certain things and uphold certain people's statuses and legacies and push narratives. That's what's crazy about this. If you're going to be somebody who's for equal punishment and equal imagery, everything, just if you're going to be equal and fair all across the board, you got to do it for everybody. Not just when it's convenient for you or supports narratives that you like. That's not how it works. So I just had to take a quick second and say, even though I was not a fan of the man's music, I'm more of a fan of truth and actual substance and fairness and objectivity before I am anything. So I just wanted to get on and say that right quick and make this quick video before I go ahead and get the rest of this stuff popping. Like I said, the camera, all that stuff for better presentation is on the way. But anyway, closing thoughts. Like I said, I was not a fan of X music. He had a couple songs I liked. I felt like a lot of his music just wasn't, like, I got a laundry list. I felt some of it was underproduced, under-length, but this not really supposed to be a review or me going into critique about his music. But either way, it's sad that that young man died. Prayers to his family and to his friends. R.I.P XXXTentacion. It's tragic. That's all I got on it. Sandy Ravage, this is Sandy Ravage, out. Like, comment, subscribe. These thoughts and views are mine and mine alone. Y'all have a good day. Peace.